Wow, good afternoon everybody and welcome to the 2025 SHI Fall Summit. So here's the thing, I realize that asking you to come and sit in a darkened room at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is a very dangerous strategy. So we are going to avoid any lulls in our energy by me being not very nice and insisting that you play along with some audience participation. So, if you would indulge me, I would like you to take your hands, display your fingers out in front of you, and then I would like you to just clasp your hands in front of you like so, without thinking about it. Now, just take a quick glance down and just make a note of which thumb is on top. And if one of them isn't on top, you did it completely wrong. But hopefully you've got one on top. All right, shake it out. But just with a show of hands, who are my lefties in the room? Okay, you guys will be proud to know that you are the logical thinkers in this room right now. Who are my righties in the room? I'm a righty as well. No surprise because I'm the head of marketing. I'm an emotional thinker. So we've got a lovely mix of logical thinkers and emotional thinkers in the room. Right, why did I ask you to do that? Not really to tell you that I'm really clever and you're emotional thinkers. Actually, what I want you to do is I want you to do this exercise again, but I want you to reverse how you had your hands before. So if your right thumb was on top before, now your left thumb should be on top. And I want all of you to shout out in a single word. How does that feel? Awkward, awful, uncomfortable. You know, if you're anything like me, the first thing you want to do is just go, ugh. Why did I ask you to do that? Because sometimes it's really important to be uncomfortable. Sometimes it's really important to experience new sensations, new ways of thinking. Sometimes if we're a logical thinker, we need to get emotional. Sometimes if we're an emotional thinker, we need to get logical. Again, why have I asked that of you? It's because I hope the content over the next 2 days is going to appeal to you regardless of whether you're a logical thinker and you just want us to show you the facts, the figures, or whether you're an emotional figure and you're like, let me buy into this. Show me why I should care. I'm really hopeful that we are going to have content for both groups in this audience. That was only the first of several audience participations. I'm just going to warn you on that one. So look, if you thought that you were coming to New Jersey to get away from the office, to have a bit of a break, I'm going to guess you're already thinking differently. I am afraid that we are going to absolutely cram in as much goodness as we possibly can into our 2 days together. And our aim for you is that you leave us tomorrow not only, well, frankly, a little bit exhausted, but also full of great ideas and a better understanding of how to turn your AI, cybersecurity, data center goals from ideas into production realities. Now, I also always like to get a feel for who's in the room, especially those that are joining us at SHI's Summit for the first time. Now, I can't see an awful lot up here, but I can reckon if I duck down, I can probably get beneath the light. So, quick show of hands. Who's at an SHI Summit for the first time? Wow. Okay, so 60, maybe even 65% of you. You guys are all very, very welcome. It's really great to have you here with us. And I want you to know that you are indeed in great company. In fact, more than 360 SHI customers registered for this event from across the United States and beyond. We have IT and procurement leaders from the financial sector, manufacturing, healthcare, utilities, retail, state and local government, and many more. And I apologize right now if I didn't mention your industry. We might be a super diverse group in terms of the size of organization that we represent or where we're based or which industry we're in, but I think it's fair to say that we all share one major challenge, which is the need to scale smarter when it comes to choosing and deploying the infrastructure that is going to support our AI programs. So, our next bit of audience participation, if you've got your smartphone, grab it, take a quick snap of that QR code, and it should take you to an app called Slido. For the CISOs in the room, this is not a security test, I promise you. It's a legitimate app. But again, what we'd love to do is understand that we're all on an AI journey. We're all on our own AI journey. What I'd like to do is get a feel for where you are on your journey. So simply the question is, which of the following best describes your AI journey to date? And I realize it's an overly simplistic question with a bunch of overly simplistic responses, but I'd just like to give you sort of 10, 20 seconds to make your selections, and then we'll see if there are any trends or commonalities across the audience in the room. So I can see we're up over 40, nearly over 50, or now we're over 50. Let's give it a couple more seconds, and then this thing will probably keep building, and whatever I think is the number one answer won't be the number one answer by the time I actually finish explaining it. But it does seem that we have a clear winner, which is we've built a few pilots. Some work and some are very much a learning experience. And I think that's really consistent with some of the data that we're going to see later in the sessions. And again, those of you that were able to do some of the seminars and workshops earlier today, hopefully they really resonated with where you are on your journey. Interesting to see that the next most popular response is that you're a bit ahead of that stage and you're actually integrating AI into real business processes and seeing those early wins. And those early wins really are critical. Again, we're going to see in a moment that you are in the minority if you can prove that AI is really delivering business value. Thank you to everybody for sharing your insights on that one. Now, look. We believe that this year's events theme, Scaling Smarter, Infrastructure for the AI Era, could not be more timely. As boards are pushing for transformation and AI funding looks like it's becoming readily available again. The latest market book from Gartner just said there's going to be an uptick in IT funding and IT budgets in calendar Q4 of this year. We know that IT leaders like you are navigating aging infrastructure, rising cloud costs, and of course your teams are incredibly stretched as well. The question isn't whether AI will reshape your business, it's whether your infrastructure will be ready to scale with it. So over the next 2 days, you're going to hear real-world success stories. You're going to explore proven frameworks and gain practical insights that will help you move from experimentation into execution, whether you're modernizing the data center, securing AI workloads, or optimizing your cloud spend. We have all of those topics covered for you on the agenda. Now, to help enlighten and entertain us, we're going to be joined by all manner of subject matter experts over the next 2 days. And shortly, I'm going to give the stage over to our opening keynote, How to Solve for the Future in the Era of Artificial Intelligence, a nice light topic to get us started off with. Brian Evergreen is an authority on AI strategy, the founder and CEO of the Future Solving Company and former global head of autonomous AI co-innovation at Microsoft Research. Brian, I know you're over there. You really should have argued for a longer business title on that one, I think. Tomorrow morning, we're going to welcome another Brian to the stage. This is Brian Madden from Citrix, who is going to deep dive into how AI is going to change the workplace in the next 12 months. And then tomorrow afternoon, our closing keynote is Paul Nakasone, who is a former US Army general, former commander of the US Cyber Command, and a director of the NSA. He's going to be sending us on our way with insights and, dare I say it, probably a cautionary tale or two about how threats that were once only relevant to nation states are now seriously affecting all of the organizations that are in the room today. So I hope you'll agree that that's a great keynote lineup. And of course, they are joined by subject matter experts from SHI, from Stratascale, and the amazing partners that we have with us here at the event. Speaking of which, we're actually joined over these 2 days by more than 30 of our trusted SHI partners, some of whom will be up here on stage, some of whom are leading breakouts, but all of whom you'll be able to meet at the Partner Showcase later this evening. So I do encourage you to take a wander around, to engage and to learn what these vendors are doing to help you realize your AI goals. We thank all of the partners for their involvement in the summit. So I said I was going to refer to some stats earlier, and I'm sure that many of you saw in a recent report from the MIT Media Lab that found that despite $30 to $40 billion in enterprise spending on generative AI, 95% of organizations are not able yet to quantify the business returns. Now, does that mean that AI is a fad and it's going away? Well, no, of course it doesn't. But it does make prioritizing your AI efforts, getting funding, and moving from ideation to production is more difficult than any of us would like. That's something, again, we're going to be aiming to work on with you in the next 2 days so that you go back to your offices with a better idea of how to make that work in your organization. For those of you that have been able to visit the AI and cyber labs, or indeed our next-gen device labs, hopefully that experience has given you some insights into the way that SHI and our AI partners can help you on your AI journey, providing a safe and effective environment for you to imagine, experiment, and adopt AI solutions at scale. So I want to be a little bit selfish. Usually we don't like self-promotion and we don't like selling at these events, but there's a couple of things that are happening at SHI that I'd love you to know about. The first is that as of a few weeks ago, and thanks largely to your trust in us as an IT solutions provider, we actually became a $16 billion business on a rolling 12 revenues. We're extremely proud of that milestone, but we're also extremely and sincerely thankful to all of you for trusting us to do business with. We hope that that continues for many years to come. As we prepare to continue that growth into 2026, one of the most important steps that we've taken in 2025 is to consolidate the multiple professional and managed services that were previously offered by a number of different groups across SHI into a consolidated SHI services organization under the leadership of our CTO, Jordan Mariello. Now, Jordan was previously, and still is, the leader of the Stratascale Cybersecurity Services division here at SHI. He's now bringing Stratascale and SHI services together to deliver a consolidated portfolio of managed services to support you across your cybersecurity, data and AI, modern data center, cloud, and digital workplace programs. I'm also proud to announce that we've formed another group called the Cloud and Software Strategy Group, which is now led by our Chief Strategy Officer, Hal Jagger. As the name implies, this group exists to help you make better decisions and to realize both cost savings and value optimization across all your cloud and software investments. This group is now home to our IT asset management team, our software advisory group, our software renewals teams, and many, many more. Now, if you're involved in investing in Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, IBM, VMware, any of the big software vendors, this is one of the groups that you need to be talking to because they are doing sterling work across our customer base on helping them navigate these licensing changes and to realize real, true cost optimization. So look, that's the sales pitch over. We're back to actually giving you informative, useful information that you can take back to your offices. A little bit of housekeeping. There are no alarm drills or fire drills planned, so if you hear an alarm, it's probably real, and in which case we would ask you to follow an events staff to the parking lot and we will gather out there. If you need help at any time, there is a help desk out by the main entrance, or you can simply look for anyone with an orange lanyard and events staff on their name badge. They are the most ridiculously helpful people that you will find here at SHI. And finally, hopefully you already have downloaded the event app, but if you haven't, you can still get it. And it's a great way of knowing which sessions are when, where they are, and which ones you've signed up for. And in the off chance that you haven't signed up for your breakouts tomorrow, you can quickly do that before we get to that main session tomorrow. So let's get on with the show and get ready for our first keynote speaker.